Yes. Can I go on?
Yes.
Yes. So I thought this was very, very powerful because a lot of people have a gift that they are being dismissive of because they have an identity within themselves that gift doesn't match. I want you to speak to those kinds of people right now.
One of the other reasons why I was dismissive of it, and a lot of people will be dismissive of theirs, is because it comes easy. And you've been tailored to think that something that is gifted to you should be more impressive. But it was impressive to the people that were traveling 3 hours. It was money, but I didn't see it as impressive. I didn't see it as I had to work for it.
Yeah.
What I failed to understand is your gift should come easy. You just have to sharpen it. So that's what I understand at the time. So I felt like, what is the big deal at the time? I didn't see the value in what I was holding, especially because it wasn't something tangible.
Fantastic.
It wasn't like a product. It wasn't something like that. It was knowledge. I couldn't hold it. I couldn't see. I couldn't see how big it was.
Fantastic. That's very, very powerful. All right. Let me ask another question here. This is so powerful. Now, you once said that the qualities you look out for when you were seeing paid employment, that these were the 3 qualities that these boxes must be ticked before you start a new job. That A, you must have good salary. There must be that likability. You must like the company. People must like you. And then the last one was that knowledge. You wanted a place whereby you will grow. Now that the tables have turned, you are now the employer. How do you attract those kinds of people?
Okay. It's very difficult to find somebody that is looking or has all 3 that you can nurture in them. It's actually very, very difficult. I've come to learn now that, as you said, I'm an employer. So my role in that is I don't underpay any of my staff.
Lovely.
Because I understand that, especially as a full-time employer, that if you're in a space that's outside of your home, your family home, I think you should be well remunerated for it. So I don't underpay any of my staff. Because one of the other reasons, apart from personal life issues, why staff don't stay, that you don't have longevity, is because they're looking for more elsewhere.
Yeah.
The other is knowledge. Because I am like a forever learner. Even today, just before this session, I've done two training. If you got my WhatsApp, my Instagram story, you'll see I've posted 2 trainings I've been for. So because I'm like, to be number 1 at what you do, because anybody can do this now.
Yeah.
But to be number 1 at what you do, you must be able to acquire knowledge. You must be able to acquire knowledge that differentiates you from other people.
Yes.
So what I do with my staff is that they too are constantly in training. They too are constantly developing, because the group of women have come to us and trust us with something that creates such an emotional connection to who they are as a person.
Yeah.
And the industry had failed them for so long, so we can't fall into that category at all.
Fantastic. That's very, very powerful. And you said something powerful that now that a lot of people can do this now. You know, I was sharing something with members of my community. I said that Instagram just introduced verification that is paid now.
Yes.
So it's a subscription model. Now they learned that from Twitter. Twitter launched that last year. So that the pace of change in every industry is extremely fast. People can copy like this.
Yeah.
What stands you out now is your speed of execution.
Yeah.
Is your speed of execution. So you are very spot on, on that. Someone once said that superior sales and distribution by itself can create a monopoly. Even with no product differentiation, and the converse is not true. No matter how strong your product is, even if it easily fits already established habits, and anybody who tries it likes it immediately, you must support it with a strong distribution plan. This is by Peter Thiel. How has distribution helped you in increasing your sales?
tremendously. Once there becomes a demand, it's important you're able to make that demand fast. Because people will lose interest and go to the next person. In fact, that was very true just recently. Just recently, I took on, and we have Abuja, Lagos retailers. Just recently, I took on a new Abuja retailer.
Fantastic.
And her prices were slightly higher than the Lagos person. So someone sent me a DM to say, I'm going to buy from Lagos. She bought 15 items. This items, but she bought 15. From Lagos. She said, even with shipping it from Lagos to Abuja, it was still cheaper.
Can you imagine?
I said, and I sent a screenshot. I said, this 15 items should have been yours because the woman is based in Abuja like you.
Yeah.
Because your price was so high, she went to Lagos and shipped it, and it was still cheaper. So meet a demand in multiple, so we're in Australia as well, we're in Canada as well, fast. Now, because it was still growing at the time, what I did was I used people that were loyal to the brand. So not necessarily that they already had a set of organization, but you were loyal to the brand, you could purchase the product and you could distribute for me. So right now, 14 distributors worldwide.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. If you had to do this all over again, what role would you employ? What role would you hire first and why?
Help. I made a mistake. Help.
Tell me why. That's interesting.
Help earlier. I made the mistake, and I think it's true for most people in my case, or new startup or new entrepreneurs, people have new ideas. I made a mistake of thinking I was the only one that could do it as well. Without realizing that if you allow people to step in and help you do it, you will find that because that is solely their area, they can even exceed what you think.
Oh, this is so beautiful. Let's zoom in on that a little bit, because for a lot of entrepreneurs, this thing you call help is a problem. Yeah. They have this feeling that I am the only one that can do it. And because of that, it stunts their growth.
Yes, my ha-ha moment came when, at this time, I had left the tax accounting job, which is also a very interesting story how I did that. But at this time, I had left the tax accounting job, and my sister-in-law was staying with us for that week. And earlier on in the day, maybe 6-7 hours earlier, we were talking about Indomie, about the founder of Indomie and all of that. Then she was coming to use the toilet in the middle of the night. She walked past the table where I was working. This is 2 a.m. at night, like several hours later. She walked past, and then she was going back up. She said, you know, we were talking about Indomie earlier. And I said, yeah. She said, I can promise you the CEO, the owner,
is sleeping. I love that. I love that. It's powerful.
The very next day, literally the very next day, I thought, where can I find help? I went to the school gate where I dropped my children. We were young. At the school gate, I stood there with other moms, and I said, okay, while your child is in school between 9 and 2 or 9 and 3, who's looking for a job? And that's how I found my first start.
Oh, I love this. This is so beautiful. I want to zero in on that now. Even you've said that is help. Knowing what you now know now, how will you scale that help? Will you have like a process booklet whereby as you come, these are the top 5 things that you would do so that you accelerate the help faster? Because this is important for someone who's going to listen to you now. They are in different phases of their business. Some of them are started. They are in that stage whereby they want to do everything by themselves. Some of them have help, but the help is not coordinated. They don't know who is responsible for who delivers at what time. So even if they have help, it still immobilizes them because they are not optimizing the help that they have. I want you to still speak to that help.
It's important to give clarity when you get this help. This is your role. These are your bullet points. Though as you're in this organization, more things may be added. This is your priority before anything else. That's what I did. So prioritizing what will create the greatest consequence if it's not done first. That's how we prioritize. What is taken care of first in that day so that there's no issues. sometimes, and some companies have issues with money because you have to pay them. Because remember earlier on I said I don't underpay my staff.
Yes.
So sometimes you may not be able to afford 4 or 5. It might just be one person.
Yeah.
You might be able to help. So the other thing we did was a timetable. We literally made it visual because it's different just talking to somebody, but make it visual where you stick it up.
Yes.
Every Monday, this is your task. Every Tuesday, this is your task. So a timetable.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing that's important is having help that is not just, it'll be hard, but having help that's not just looking at it as just a job. Meaning they have a genuine interest in the growth of your
business. Yeah.
That kind of help is different from help that is just a job.
Yes. 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 Yes.
And it's hard to find. But an example of me finding that is something that just happened literally 2 days ago, where staff called, she was feeling ill, and I could tell she was ill. You can hear it in her voice. So I said, don't worry, I'll find time. I'll package the products while I'm doing the service. So she called back within 30 minutes and said, no, don't worry, I'll come. Because we have a reputation of fast deliveries. And if you
it's beautiful.
we're now going to be delayed. And I packaged really nicely. So she said, I'll come in, I'll sit and I'll work at slow place. That's somebody that thought about the reputation of the brand without saying anything.
That's powerful. That's a powerful internal branding story. That is so powerful. I mean, you're a fast-paced woman. You are on the move. How do you stay grounded? I know you spoke once about the power of power naps, and I thought that was brilliant. And I love the way you put it. Say anything above 20 minutes, that's proper sleep. Tell us more about, because we have entrepreneurs, they just go and it affects their mental health. They don't journal, they don't exercise, they don't have these naps. Can you speak to that?
Power naps have been life-changing. Because I almost never have a still moment. I'm never still. I never pause. It's very difficult because there's so much to do.
Yeah.
So what I found, it's almost like energy. Not only does it give you energy, it allows you to rethink, and something you have thought about differently, you now have a different perspective on it, because your brain, it's actually scientific proven that your brain has the ability to reconnect the same processes and give you different perspectives. So I have power nap. It's 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes, but it literally feels like 2 hours. You will always have to train yourself how to do that if you don't know how to.
Yeah.
There's loads of resources on the internet that can train you how to have a nap for 20 minutes and it feels like 2 hours. Really, really be very helpful, because I am constantly on the go. If it's not paperwork, it's clients, it's things on the internet, constantly on the go. That's
so powerful. This is so powerful. This is so powerful. So how do you stay sharp? What in the last 12 months, what kind of books, podcasts have really, really affected you, shaped your thinking in any way, shape, or form? Even if it's 20 minutes you listen to the podcast or a page of the book, which book, what article would you recommend to someone?
I'm listening to you. I don't always get the time, but there's one particular task that I have to do once a month.
Yeah.
When I'm doing that task once a month, I literally just play. I just put it, like, it goes from the next to the next on when I'm doing that task once a month. I also enjoy listening to other trichologists that have done greater than I have done. I listen to what they've done that month. I follow, where did they interview? I study them. I study people that have done greater than I have. Other things I do is that I listen to and I pay attention to my customer and client feedback.
Good, very good.
As a resource on things to improve on and things to change in the following period.
Fantastic.
So that's also very important. So I do a lot of reading of people in the hair space.
Good.
I listen to you, and I go back to refer back to what customers and clients have said.
Fantastic. So let me open it up to a few questions, like 3 questions, and we'll call this episode a wrap. Do you have a question, audience members? You put up your hand and I'll make it happen for you. Do you have a question, guys in the audience? Any questions, please? Do you have a question? Anyone? All right. Enitan, if you could, have you got a question?
Yes, please. I've got a question.
Sure, go ahead. So shoot.
So it was the part where you said you need to ask for help. And of course, I know this is quite different from businesses to businesses. There are some certain things that, in as much as you try to give it out to someone to do, right, they still don't do it how you want it. How do you handle that?
Yeah, it's difficult, which is why I said the type of person you hire, which we have to find, is it can't just be a job. They're truly interested in the growth and the development of the business. They will get things wrong. They do get things wrong. The way I handled it, I don't fire staff unless you've done something really, 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 really
bad.
bad.
Yeah.
Really bad. Because I think what they're doing is a teachable skill. If you're able and you have a receptive heart and you're able to learn and adjust, then I'm willing to work with you.
Yeah.
But it can take a toll on you if you're repeating the same things again and again. I have a staff member, she's been with me for 2 years, but you think she just started this week. So what I said to her was something that I learned in the tax accounting role is, do you keep process notes?
Yes, very important. I like that.
It's in your head.
Yes.
Print it out and have it in front of you that you follow like a chart.
Yes, that's it. That's it.
And since she started doing that, oh my goodness, I think she's now only made one mistake in the last 2 months, which is
beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And you can even use technology to scale those process notes. Yeah. You can put it like in an Excel sheet. You can use Notion so that by the time that person graduates from that role and moves to a higher role, the next person that you employ just follows the script.
100%. So I'm implementing that in the next, because I'm expanding. So every staff member there will have process notes online.
Is super. This is so powerful. You can even incentivize the process notes. Yeah. Anybody that has a great process note gets a little gift. So they pay attention to what they are doing. That's why McDonald's can open anywhere in the world. There's a process.
The process notes has been a key changer because have it in front of you and follow it.
It's so powerful.
Anytime you have to instead edit it, right-hand write it, then we'll go back on the computer
and
edit it.
Anytime, you know the funny thing, whether people write process notes or not, there is a process of doing anything in the company. It's just that you are unconsciously competent about it.
Yes.
But if it is recorded, you have a system.
Yes. Yeah. 100%.
This is beautiful. Ted Fabrics, your question, please. Good evening.
Are you on mute?
Yeah, your volume is not clear, Ted Fabrics.
Okay, sorry, my headphones. I didn't put the speaker by my mouth.
No problem.
Is it better now?
Way better. Fantastic.
Okay. So thanks, Enitan. I really appreciate you. My question is, recently, let's say since year 2020 until date, there's been this trend of locking here. What do you have? Do you have
locks?
Locks, yeah. And probably if I had met you earlier, maybe I wouldn't have locked mine because now I'm on locks and my daughter is on locks too. So is there do you have something to say about this?
Not really locks, but the locks that you see on social media is more for fashion. That's not the history and the origin of locks. So the original mandate of locks is free-forming locks, whereas what most people are doing is that you keep going back and having locks at the root, so it's neat and you have patterns. That's not the origin, but that's just more for trend and for fashion. Okay. It will allow you to get amazing length retention that you probably wouldn't get with free-flowing hair like mine because you don't detangle. So it's a great thing to do if you have routine, a regimen, if you have internal factors aligned, and if you have amazing products. If you have those three things, you can achieve amazing length and results.
It's so powerful.
Do you have products for? Sorry,
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Lovely. Go ahead.
Okay. Do you have products?
Do you have products?
Yes, healthy. They're behind me here. Healthyhairstudio.co.uk. One more thing on locks very quickly. There's a magazine called Black Hair and Beauty. They're very, very old. Oh, I don't have one here. The editor, the beauty editor, she has locks. So she tried my product, and it was supposed to be a tiny column. She was so impressed that she put me on 4 pages, and she has locks, including the front.
Wow, that's so powerful. I'm gonna put a link to her products on the show notes in the podcast.
Okay, so I'm in the Middle East, somewhere around
Are
Muscat.
you in Dubai?
No, not in Dubai.
Okay.
Not in Dubai. I'm in Muscat.
Okay.
So is there, how can I get it?
Your products.
Can I be your
distributors? We have retailers. If you go to the website and just click on retailers, you'll find a whole list.
Okay.
Anytime she asks another question, how can she be a reseller for you?
Sorry, was that your question? Sorry. Just email me. Tell me your location.
Okay.
My email address is also on the website, and then we can talk offline.
Okay.
No
Thank
problem.
you very much.
So if any lady who's listening to this, you want to be a reseller for Enitan, I'm going to put the link in the show notes. You can reach out to her. One thing I observed while researching is that anybody who have great hair like you, there is some routine.
Yes.
And because you have routine, there is discipline.
Yes.
And because of that, if you really check it out, psychology said that how you do one thing is how you do everything. If you look at people who painstakingly focus on their hair, they have consistency in other aspects of their lives. Yes. I am telling you for real. Let me drop that in.
I agree.
I'm telling you.
This length, volume is achievable by any woman. The issue is consistency and discipline.
That's it.
If you can master the spirit and the art of consistency and discipline,
you'll be fine.
Both will come in repetition, doing it again and again and again.
I'm telling you, man. I need to write an article and drop your website on that. The power of routine, consistency, and discipline.
Yes, please.
I'm telling you. Mary, one more question. Your last question, then we'll call it a wrap. Mary, good evening, Mary.
Yeah, good evening.
Are you enjoying the podcast?
Yes, I am. Thank you,
for
Coach. And thank you, Enitan, for this session. I have 2 questions. One has already been answered. So that's about the retailing.
Okay.
But I'll ask my own question now. Is there age limit to grooming hair like this?
Oh, beautiful question.
Beautiful question.
As you age, every cell in your body ages.
Okay.
The follicle, which is the hole on the scalp, is a cell that will age as you age, as will also age as you age. So there is a restriction on your results, but it is not an obstacle altogether, meaning you can still achieve amazing results. It's the same thing like eating. Most people start to eat better and change their diet and their health when they're already sick. It started before that. So if you start now, I have clients that just started at the age of 67.
Wow.
Yes, at the age of 67, and their results are impressive. But it just means you will have to work harder longer to start.
Wow, this is powerful. And if someone is asking, what about those out gray hair?
Well, you have gray hair for different reasons. It can be a deficiency, one. It can be stress in terms of your cortisol level. And it could also be as a result of pollution. So one of those 3 reasons, or within your genetics, will be the reason why you have gray hair.
Wow. This is it. I'm asking, is there a problem for men?
Okay, this is another thing. You often see natural hair products, natural hair salon. I don't subscribe to that. My products are not natural hair products. My space, my salon is not natural hair salon. This is healthy hair.
I like that. I like the distinction.
Healthy hair. So meaning despite where you are, if you desire health, you can achieve it. So that also applies to men. Yes.
This is so beautiful.
one, the moisture hold.
This has been a fascinating conversation, man. Beautiful conversation, man. Anytime, I want to say thank you for coming, man.
Thank you for having me.
Now, if people want to if people want to hear more about you, I know you have a newsletter where you update your existing customers and new customers about new products, about education. I'm going to put that in the show notes as well. Can you speak a little bit about the education of that? Yeah.
So the demand to come in to get results is quite high.
Mm-hmm.
And as a result of that demand, I had to do something, which is why I'm now expanding. So in order to come in to whether you're male, female, hair loss, whatever the goal is you want to achieve, please enter your details in the newsletter. After this call, I'm going to move you higher up.
Very good.
My website, so it allows you to enter your details. So you'll be notified when we go live. We go to the spring.
Very good.
What we do is new product launches and education, information, tips. Lots of free information out, free education out. So please enter your details on the website as well to be informed.
Brilliant. I'm gonna put her stuff on the show notes, our Instagram and everything. Anytime, I always ask my guests this one more question. If there's one entrepreneur that you know that is friends with you, that you're saying to yourself, I like the way this guy asks questions, I want to recommend you to his podcast, who would that entrepreneur be?
Oh wow. There's a few. There's Lola Jansu, she's into skincare.
Lovely.
So that's an example, but there's a few.
No problem. Thank you so much for coming. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Powerful Podcast. So download it, share it, write a comment, and I'll bring you another great guest next time. Same powerful, same energy, same fire. Thank you. God bless. Have a great day. Let's go.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.